Hello there, welcome back to my views and news. Some new stories from Ethiopia, Eritrea and Sudan. Firstly, Gondar viewers, a video clip for you from Gondar showing the entry of Ethiopian National Defense Force. Obviously, ENDF entered Gondar city 2 days ago, but how it entered, a clip shows some tanks of ENDF in Gondar. Secondly, a key session of House of People's Representatives of Ethiopian MPs is going to be held on Monday. It's a very important session because a state of emergency will be approved or rejected at the session. Who could boycott this session? Government needs 2/3 majority for the approval of state of emergency proclamation at the parliament session. Thirdly, Eritrea views, Eritrean opposition and government-backed diaspora groups are gearing up for another showdown in Canada. Last week in Canada, opposition Brigade Niham, the member, stormed a venue where festival backed by Eritrean government was being organized. The festival had to be cancelled. Now, another festival in other part of Canada. Last year, Sudan. One of my viewers regularly asks about when I'll start reporting about Sudanese conflict. So, a story from Sudan where UAE's involvement now is being confirmed by some sources. UAE is supplying weapons to rapid support forces. Which route is being taken by UAE's weapon shipments? Details for you in this video. Firstly, viewers, video clip for you, which is from Gondar city, showing the entry of Ethiopian National Defense Force in Gondar. At least 2 tanks can be seen in this video. Some ENDF soldiers can be seen on foot, walking, and the video shows that there was a warlike situation in Gondar when there was fighting. Deserted streets partially blocked. Some bricks and other things can be seen lying on the road, and ENDF heavy weapons can be seen. This is what happened in Gondar. It was basically a full-fledged war. Ethiopian military deployed its tanks, artillery pieces, APCs. Fano fighters tried to stop ENDF. Fano fighters could not stop ENDF. Obviously, Fano fighters were vulnerable to airstrikes, to these, to the use of heavy weapons. That is why they had to retreat, and then civilians also died in the crossfire between Fano fighters and security forces. Watch the clip from Gondar city showing ENDF's entry in Gondar. It was recorded, I think, 2 days ago. Secondly, viewers, Monday is crucial because on Monday, House of Representatives is going to meet. Session of Ethiopian House of People's Representatives is going to be held. Why? Because around a week ago, Ethiopian Council of Ministers imposed state of emergency in Ethiopia, mainly in Amhara, but the state of emergency was basically applicable to other parts of Ethiopia too. Now, legally, it is mandatory that state of emergency must be approved by House of Representatives within 15 days after its imposition by Council of Ministers. It means that in 15 days it must be approved. That is why an important session of MPs of the House of Representatives is going to be held on Monday. Prosperity Party has directed all MPs to attend this session because government needs two-thirds majority. It would be interesting to see which MPs back state of emergency, which MPs from the Amhara region of Ethiopia. Prosperity Party member from the Amhara region of Ethiopia, will they support the proclamation? Nama, what about Nama? People like Christian Tadala is in prison. His other comrades from Nama. Will Nama support state of emergency? Will Amhara PP members support emergency? That we'll see on Monday. If all PP MPs from the Amhara region and Nama party MPs from Amhara region boycott or they vote against state of emergency proclamation, can the ruling party secure two-thirds majority? That we'll see on Monday. And if Prosperity Party members vote in support of emergency, PP members from Amhara, how will Fano react? I think Fano is going to start threatening. Already threats are being shared by Fano fighters that PP members must not support the state of emergency at Monday's session. Will some MPs absent themselves from the session? If MPs absent themselves or if they vote against the state of emergency, how will government react? Will government take action? So, Monday's session is very crucial, viewers. Is PM Abiy still in a very strong position? That we'll see on Monday. Thirdly, viewers, Eritrean festivals are creating a conflict in Europe, in Canada and the US. Last week, an Eritrean government-backed festival in Toronto, Canada was attacked by Eritrean opposition brigade Nihamdo members. The tents set up there were set on fire. Festival had to be cancelled. Toronto police is investigating the matter. Now the two sides are gearing up for another showdown in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. A festival is due to be organized next week from the 19th of August till the 20th of August. Today, a festival is being planned in Alberta, Canada. Both sides are making preparations. Brigade Niham, the members are so far sharing social media messages. They are trying to submit a petition to the local government there to ban the festival. In case of government's decision to allow the festival, we could see Brigade Nihamado in action in Alberta, Canada. As I said earlier in the previous video, that Eritrean government is not happy with attacks on festivals. Eritrean government is losing a key source of its income. These festivals are a source of earning, source of income for Eritrean government. Eritrean government is unable to do anything. It cannot back the groups, diaspora groups in Europe and in Canada and US by force. It cannot use force there, I mean. It can only back them diplomatically, it can engage the governments, but it cannot take action against opposition groups there. Let's see what happens on the 19th of August. Preparations under. Lastly, United Arab Emirates, UAE is involved in Sudan. It is being confirmed by several sources. Rapid support forces are close to UAE. RSF's companies are registered in Dubai. One of RSF companies, Tradiv, is registered in UAE, and Hamdan Dagalo's younger brother Al Kuni is the director of this company. Now, Wall Street Journal and some other news sources have shared details of how UAE is backing rapid support forces. UAE is using Chad as a transit for supply of weapons to the rapid support forces. The flights are landing in Chad directly, or they're coming from Uganda. In June, some flights from Uganda to Chad were searched by Ugandan military officials, and they found arms, ammunition on board. Then in July, at the end of July, according to Wall Street Journal, UAE supplied arms shipments to an airport in eastern Chad, from where these arms were delivered to RSF in Sudan. UAE has set up 2 aid centers in eastern Chad. These aid centers are being used to supply weapons to the rapid support forces through Chad. So Chadian soil is being used. It means Chad is involved. Obviously, it is not happening without approval of Chadian government. Chad claims to be neutral. Chad hosted some Sudanese leaders too for dialogue a few weeks ago. But militarily, Chad is allowing its soil to be used by UAE to support rapid support forces. UAE was involved in Ethiopia too. In the 2-year-long war, UAE supported Ethiopian government. UAE supplied combat drones, other arms shipments, weapons to Ethiopian government, and now UAE is involved in Ethiopian neighbor Sudan too. So no problem for RSF in terms of supply of weapons. UAE is American ally too. So it is happening under the nose of US that a US ally is supplying weapons to rapid support forces. US is silent. No arms embargo imposed, no action taken on the United Arab Emirates, which is freely supplying weapons to rapid support forces reportedly. Thank you for watching.